Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. We are continuing our shir in the Rambam, Hilchos Melachim, Perek Tes, Halacha Yud Daled. The shir again should be a schus for Shirel Sigali Bas Sipor Chagit, Shoshana Bas Sipor Tzirul, Shalom Ben Gila, Rafal Moshe Chaim, Ben Yafa Shena Chamka, B'Sol Shachol Yisrael. Previous shir we read the Rambam. He says that the mitzvah of dinim is Hoshavas Dayanim, and we asked a slew of questions on the Rambam. And we will continue and try to find some Havan on the Rambam, B'siyata Dishmaya. Last time we mamish had Gevaldik Kashis. So in the Chuvas Chasim Sofer, in the Likutim, and Siman Yudalid, he writes that everybody holds that all the dinim of Gezel, Geneva, etc. apply to Bnei Noach. Just the Rambam holds that all of these dinim are included in Gezel. And according to the Ramban, they're included in the mitzvah of dinim. So according to the Rambam, the dinim are included in Gezel, because dinim is dayanim, and Gezel and Geneva are included in Gezel, and the like. And according to the Ramban, it's included, Gezel and the like are included in dinim. And so is Mashma in the Chuvas of the Ramah and Siman Yud, who discusses Hasagas Gavul, encroaching on somebody else's border when one publishes a sefer that somebody else had already published, when done by a goy. The Ramah discusses, do we judge Lefi Dinei Yisrael or do we judge Lefi Dinei Akum? So Ayin Sham in the Ramah, that Lefi Dinei Yisrael, if we judge Lefi Dinei Yisrael, it's going to be included in Gezel, even Ladas HaRambam. And that's like the Chasim Sofer said, that according to the Rambam, something like Hasagas Gavul is going to be under the rubric of, under the umbrella of the Isser of Gezel, and not Dinim. But it's not so pashut that everything goes under according to the Rambam Gezel, because we see in the Gemara and in Ches Amid Beis and Sanhedrin that a goy who hits his friend is not chayav misa. The Rambam paskins later on Perakid Halacha Vav that if he hits a Jew, he's also not neherag. And the Ran says that we don't say that it's no difference whether or not he was chovel begufei or chovel b'mimone. That since he was chovel begufei, isn't that like chovel b'mimone? The Ran says no. Or mechalik between chovel begufei and chovel b'mimone. Because if we wouldn't make a distinction between chovel begufei and chovel b'mimone, then you know what? What do we need shfichus damim for? Why is there an isser shfichus damim for a ben noach? Let's just say it's gezel. So you see from the fact that we need an isser shfichus damim, you see that chovel begufei is b'mimone. Chovel begufei is not included in chovel b'mimone. Otherwise, it wouldn't need shfichus damim. The fact that we need shfichus damim, it means that the chovel begufei is not included in the isser of gezel. So that means that hika chavero, hika Yisrael, the akum is not chayav misa, because it's not shvichus damin, because it's still alive, and it's not gezel, because from the fact that shvichus damin is different than gezel, it must be that hitting somebody's body is not included in gezel. Otherwise, you wouldn't need shvichus damin. So this is discussed by the Chalkas Yov Madurat Tinyan and Siman Yudal Mechavis Israel here. And if so, if this is true, then what? That Akum Shehika Chaver is not Chayiv Misa, and Hika Yisrael is not also not Chayiv Misa, because it's not included in Gezel. If we're included in Gezel, we need Shvichus Damim. So it's not included in Gezel. So, if that's true, then we can't say that all dinim are included in Gezel. Once already he was Chava B'Gufei, which is the same as Chava B'Mimone, and Chava B'Gufei is not included in Chava B'Mimone. So how can you put everything under the rubric of Gezel? How can you put all dinim mamanis under the rubric of Gezel? Gezel is Gezel. And that's it. Be'ikr, because that's one of the Sheva Mitzvahs, but Gezel is Gezel. Be'ikr Tamua. And we also have to understand that if it's true that it's such an important principle that a ben Noach mitzad mitzvahs gezel is also in any type of damage and any type of dinei mamonis, how come the Rambam didn't allude to this at all? The Rambam doesn't even hint to this. The Rambam doesn't say anything about this. The frat, the mashikosav haramah, their chiyuv is kedinei Yisrael, and that's Pashtus Divrei HaRamban. So how did the Rambam not mention anything about this? The Rambam didn't. He spoke about Hilchos Gzeila, and he doesn't say a thing about all Dinei Mamanis. Ben Nochai V'la Gezel, Ben Shegozel Akum, Ben Shegozel Yisrael, V'echad HaGozel. He goes into the whole thing. Test, Perak Test, Halacha Test. Why doesn't he mention other Dinei Mamanis? And they say from Margolius Hayam of Reuven Margolius and Sanhedrin and Vavam and Beis, he brings Ba'arichus Divrei Ri Antoli and he say from Melamed HaTalmidim that B'sha'ar Dinim Chayavin B'din Nimusi V'lo B'dinei Yisrael. In other Dinim, the B'nai Noach are Chayav in Din Nimusi, which means their own laws that they themselves legislate. Logic would dictate, and not with Dinei Yisrael. Ayin Sham. So how is it included in Mitzvahs Gezel? Because Mitzvahs Gezel, the Rambam writes, is Midinei Torah. So Gezel is Lefi Dinei Torah. Other Dinei Mamanis can't be included in Gezel because they're not Lefi Dinei Torah. They're Lefi Dini Musi, Ma'inyan Zel Zem, HaKesher. There's no connection. And L'cha'ora, also according to the Ramban, it's muchach that it's in other Dinei Mamanis and not Al Pi Din Torah. Because otherwise we would have the question of the Hamek Sheila. The Ramban, why do we need Gezel? Why do we need a separate Isser of Gezel according to the Ramban? Just like other Dinei Mamanis are included in Dinim, why shouldn't Gezel also be included? The answer is, according to the Ramban, that the other Dinei Mamanis are das Nimusis, the Mitzvahs Dinim. And for that, and Gezel is Din Torah. So to come out then according to both. Gezel is Din Torah. According to both the Rambam and the Ramban, Gezel is Din Torah. And the other Dinim are das Nimusis. So we have to know, according to the Rambam, where the other dinim go. Chasam Sofer wanted to say they're included in Gezel, but we've asked questions on that. Rambam never mentions it, and it's different categories. Dinei Yisrael, Dinei Torah, Dinei Yisrael, Dinei Musi. And also, for this reason, it's hard to understand what Reb Chaim Halevi says al Rambam and then first parak of Halacha Test. That Din Rodef B'Bnei Noach is included in the mitzvah of Dinim. According to the Rambam, what does Din Rodef have to do with Dinim? Rambam Dinim is Hoshavas Dayanim. Also, according to the Ramban, it's not. Dinim are not Divrei Torah. So what does that have to do with Rodev, which is Din Torah? The Rambam goes into, if you look in the Ramban, he goes into detail about the different dinim, but we have to say in the Ramban that he's referring to being metaken lemdas, to make our own laws, not Torah laws, when it comes to Mamanis. So Gezel is an Inyan Atzmi Al Pi Dinei Yisrael, but not other dinim. So what does Rodeh find it says way in here? So based on what we said, it's very tamua to say that the other dinim are included in Gezel, two completely different categories. On the other hand, it can't be, sweet friends, that according to the Rambam, besides Gezel, a goy can do whatever he wants. So you have dinim according to the Rambam, which is a Shabbos Dayanim, and then you have Gezel, and then he can do whatever he wants? No. Ken is zayin, lo yachol liyot. So therefore it appears as follows. The Lukulei Alma, Shar Dinei Mamanas are included in Dinim. In Dinim, not in Gezel, in Dinim. And the Machlokas is, what's the Geder of this Din? What does that mean? So, first we have to see that the Rambam here writes that there's a Chiyuv Hashavas Dayanim, B'chol Plach Upelech Upelech. B'chol Plach Uplach. In every province. The Rambam says, Hashavas Dayanim for B'nai Noach is in every Plach. L'cha'ora, this is against what we see in the Gemara. In the Gemara it says that Chayavim B'nai Noach L'hoshiv min Vavam and Beis in Sanhedrin B'chol Pelech U'Pelech U'B'chol Ir V'Ir, in every province and in every city. So why did the Rambam omit every city? Why did he only say the province? It's more chashiv. Why not? Why did he omit the year? In the Or Sameach, in the first parak of Hilchos Sanhedrin Halacha Beis, this is the Rambam wasn't Gores here, and so writes Rabbi Yochanan Fisher Perla, the Biur Harasak, Parasha Aleph, in the Chem Yisrael here. He wasn't Gores. The Tosefta, the Perek Tes of Avodah Zarah Halacha David writes, Kishem she Yisrael ba'ayaros shalahen, kach b'nei Noach be'ir shalahen. So in the Chazdei David, he's Magia Lashon of Tosefta, ki Abavli. He fixes the Lashon of Tosefta, that it should be like the Bavli, b'chol ir ve'ir, b'chol plach u'plach. Both. We can say that the Rambam says no, it's dafka. That Ayaros, but that the Bnei Noach, that Ayaros of Yisrael, it's called Ir V'Ir. But Bnei Noach, only the most chashav ears, only Ir Plach, only they get a Beis Din. And in the Margalius Hayam and the Vav Amid Beis, that's where he learned, that's how he understands the Tosefta. So the Rambam is like the Tosefta. That says, Shem Sh'Yisrael B'Yaros Shalahem Kach B'nei Noach B'Ir Shalahem. What's their ear? Only very chashav, only a plach. But not every single ear. So that's the sheet of the Rambam. If B'nai Noach, they have to put only in the provinces and not in the Ayaros. And in the Rabbi Yochanan Fisher Perel and the Chem Yisrael, they bring the Kasha, the Gvur Sari, Maka Zayin Amud Aleph. It says in the Gemara there that Yisrael are mechuyev b'chol ir v'ir, only in Eretz Yisrael and not in Chutz La'aretz. Ayin Sham the Sugya, Frek the Gvur Sari, are B'nai Noach better than Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz? That they're not chayev b'chol ir? In other words, Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz are not chayev b'chol ir. And you want to say that B'nai Noach are chayev in kol ir v'ir? So from this we see that B'nai Noach aren't chayev b'chol ir v'ir like the Rambam. So it's muchach like the Rambam. You can't say that B'nai Noach and Chutz La'aretz, B'nai Noach are better than have more b'chiv dayanim than Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz. Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz aren't chayev b'chol ir. And B'nai Noach are chayev b'chol ir. Can't be. So it must be that B'nai Noach are only chayev b'chol plach. However, it's so pashut. Rucham Fisher Perla brings from the Ramban in Parashas Vayishlach, and the Ri and the Ran and Dafnin Vav on the Beis and the Smag and Esen Kuf Chav Beis, that they write that the lashon of the Brisa is that there's a chiyuv on B'nai Noach b'chol ir v'ir, not like we've been saying. And then we have the kasha. If that's really the correct lashon of the Brisa, how can you say that Bnei Noach are better than Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz? Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz are not chayiv b'chol ir, and Bnei Noach are. So we have to say, and so writes Rav Yerucham Fischel Perla, that Chutz La'aretz, the Bnei Noach, is Eretz Yisrael, Yisrael. And therefore, they're chayiv b'chol ir. Eretz Yisrael, for Yisrael, they're chayiv b'chol ir, v'ir b'chol plach v'plach, and so too Bnei Noach and Chutz La'aretz. Okay, so that's what the other Rishonim. But what about the Rambam? Let's go back to the Rambam. Rav Yerucham Fischel Perla has al das Rambam Manavshach. He holds that in Chutz that Bnei Noach are only plach v'plach. Manavshach. If they're like Yisrael in Eretz Yisrael, they should also be chayiv b'chol ir v'ir. And if they're like Yisrael in Chutz La'aretz, Harei Shitas HaRambam, the Perek Aleph Milchos Sanhedrin Halacha Beis, according to the Ramban and Parashas Vayishlach B'daito, and the Chinuch of Mitzvah Tav Tzadi Aleph, is that there's no chiyuv hamadas dayanim b'chutz la'aretz. Hayin sham b'lechem mishnah. Then how can Bnei Noach be chayiv? Harei l'das HaRambam. If they're chayiv, it's b'chol ir or b'chol plach. So if you're mechayiv Bnei Noach, mehechi teisi b'chol plach v'lo b'chol ir. And where do you put them? It's no man's land. If they want to be like Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, so it's b'chol plach or b'chol ir. And if it's like Bnei Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz, then there's no chiyuv hamadas dayanim at all. So how does Bnei Noach fit in? That they're only chayiv b'chol plach, but not b'chol ir. That's not like That's not like Bnei Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael. It's not like Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz. It's like neither. So the Shitas HaRambam, how do you figure Bnei Noach being only chayiv b'chol plach or plach? So it would appear, based on the Gemara in Makkos Daf Zayin Amud Aleph that we alluded to earlier, it says there, "B'she'arecha tamoshiv batei dinim b'chol plach u'b'chol ir, u'v'chutz la'aretz tamoshiv b'chol plach u'plach, v'lo b'chol ir v'ir." That in your gates you have to have judges, beis dins, in every plach and in every ir, and chutz la'aretz only in the plachs and not in the irs. So we see from this that there's a mitzvah in chutz la'aretz, but you don't need b'chol ir. Now the Rambam, Perek Aleph, Halacha Beis, Milchos Sanhedrin writes, in Chutz La'aretz, you're not mamid b'chol plach against the Gemara. Ayin Sham Ramban that we mentioned, the Kesef Mishnah, the Melachim Mishnah, and Rav Yerucham Fischel Perla. So how's the Rambam going to do with the Gemara? The Gemara says, we keep coming back. Every Rambam we learn in these shurim is against the Gemara. It's Pele Plus. So the Rambam says that they're not chayiv b'chol plach, and the Gemara says that they are chayiv b'chol plach in Chutz La'aretz. So we can say that the very choshev, now hold on tight, that the inyan of ha'avodas beis din is not just a hechitimtzi, it's not just a means for kiyum ha'olam al yidei din, like it says in Pirkei Avos, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Yud Zayin, al shlosh dvarim olam kayim, al din, emes, shalom. So there's an inyan of din that's mekayim the olam. So that's kiyum shar mitzvahs haTorah. And midin shar mitzvahs haTorah mischayev shei beis din. So for that, to be Mamed Olam Aladin, you don't need a Beis Din b'chol ir v'ir. Why do you need a Beis Din b'chol ir v'ir? It's a Din Atzmi. It's a Din Atzmi. There should be a Beis Din in the city. And it's not just a Hechitimtzi l'hamodas ha'olam. Look in the Rambam and say for mitzvahs kufayin vav, yesh laharich. So on that we say that it's only b'sharecha. Sharecha in Eretz Yisrael, Tamoshe Batinim B'chol Plach B'chol Ir V'ir, B'chol Plach U'Plach, U'B'chol Ir V'ir, B'chol Plach U'Plach could be a hechetimtzi for Hamadas Hadin, but B'chol Ir V'ir for Hamadas Ha'olam, but B'chol Ir V'ir is a chiyuv atzmi. That's only b'sharecha, but Chutz La'aretz you don't need B'chol Ir, just B'chol Plach, because that's just a hechetimtzi for Kiyum Ha'olam. It just means for Kiyum Ha'olam. For that it's enough to have a beis in every Plach. However, the inyan of b'chol plach and chutz la'aretz is different than Eretz Yisrael. Because in Eretz Yisrael, there's a chiyuv atzmi. In Eretz Yisrael, there's a chiyuv atzmi of a beis din, keplach kebeir. So in other words, when we said that in Eretz Yisrael, you need b'chol plach or b'chol ir v'ir, you need it in every plach. You need it in every ear, not just for ha'amadas ha'olam, but there's a din atzmi. So now we're saying that in Eretz Yisrael, the chiyuv on the plach is exactly like the chiyuv on the ear. That it's not just a hechetimtzi. Not only in b'chol ear v'ear is it a din atzmi, but b'chol plach v'plach it's also a din atzmi. And in chutz la'aretz, it's only hechetimtzi. And if it's only hechetimtzi, then where do you need in chutz la'aretz? Where do you need batei dinim? Only b'chol plach, because you only have to have in the chash of cities. You have to have a beis din, because there you're going to need hamadas ha'olam. That's just going to keep things going. That's going to keep some law and order. But in Eretz Yisrael, it's a din atzmi. It's like this. The Rambam, he writes at the beginning that we don't have to be mamid beis din. B'chol plach u'b'chol ir, ela b'Eretz Yisrael. In other words, the din atzmi of beis din is only in Eretz Yisrael. I'm talking about the din atzmi of shoftim v'shotrim, din atzmi. That there's a din, not lahamadas ha'olam, just the din atzmi of the beis, that's only in Eretz Yisrael. And the Rambam Firtois, the Rambam concludes that in chutz la'aretz ein chayavim lahamid b'chol plach mitzad chiyuv atzmi of beis din. And the Rambam says you don't have to be mad b'chol plach, it's talking about the chiyuv atzmi. The Rambam learned in afkamin of plach because the Rambam learns that when it comes to Eretz Yisrael, you have to have, there's a din atzmi of having both in a plach and in an ear. In chutz la'aretz, there's no din atzmi. In chutz la'aretz, there's no din atzmi. In chutz la'aretz, it's just hamadas ha'olam. And for that, it's enough to have v'chol plach u'plach. But mitzad, the hamadas ha'olam, in chutz la'aretz you needed b'chol plach. In chutz la'aretz, so the Rambam wasn't shalom that. When the Rambam says that you don't require, in Perak Archav Halacha Beis, and in chutz la'aretz you don't have to be mamid b'chol plach, he's just talking about the din atzmi, because he's talking about the mitzvah of shoftim v'shotrim. But avad in chutz la'aretz, you need for hamadas ha'olam, you need for the world to continue, because the world is omed ala din. It shouldn't be. It has to be law and order. So you have to be mamid b'chol plach. So according to this, it would appear that b'nei Noach yisod ha-mitzvah of amadas dinim is not a din atzmi; it's a din of kiyum ha'olam. And it's mefurish in the Rambam later on, Perak Yud, Halacha Yud Aleph, that beis din has to make shoftim, la'elu hagerim atoshavim, ladun lem al pi hamishpatim ha'elu, shlo yishachei ha'olam. So why do we have to have judges for Bnei Noach? So the world shouldn't be destroyed. Because in a ger toshav, not because of a mitzvah, but because of our chiyuv, of v'chei achicha. It's mischayev that the world shouldn't be destroyed. Hamadas hashoftim. And for them, that's mitzvah's dinim. And they need a special mitzvah essay for that. And it's not like the Jews. Because us, even without the mitzvah essay of shoftim v'shotrim, which is only b'sharecha, which is only in Eretz Yisrael, was still chayav in beis din and chutz la'aretz. The goyim need a special mitzvah in chutz la'aretz that they should have, wherever they are, they should have their batei dinim. So for us, we have a chiyuv atzmi in Eretz Yisrael, and then in chutz la'aretz, we have b'chol plach to make sure that we're keeping our mitzvahs. And then we also have for the gerim toshav, and we also have for them You have to be Mamid Beis Din in order that there shouldn't be Hashchasas Ha'olam. So for them, they need a mitzvah miyuchedes of dinim. And that's their shoftim v'shotrim. But for us, we have, anyway, Beis Din has to make sure we keep the Torah in Chutz La'aretz. And our special mitzvah of shoftim v'shotrim, that's in Eretz Yisrael. That's the din atzmi of v'chol ir v'ir m'chol plach u'plach. And Chutz La'aretz is just to make sure we're keeping the mitzvahs. And we also have to be Mamid Beis Din for them, for the Gerim Toshavim. Make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. In the Sefer Kriyas Melech, Perakir Alach Yir Aleph, he brings the Tanchum and Shoftim, Titein L'cha v'lo la'akum. So he lives with the Tzarachin on the Rambam. He says the Rambam says that there's a Chi of Hamadas based in the Gerim Toshavim. But it says here in the Medrash, Shoftim Yishotim Titein L'cha v'lo la'akum. And here you are Mamid Beis Din for the Akum. But it's not Shver, this Kasha. Because Titein L'cha means that there's no Inyan Atzmi of B'chol Ir to have a Beis Din. However, there is a din, Shelo Yishachis Ha'olam. That's not included in the Parsha of Shoftim, like we see from Chutz La'aretz. And on that, there's no miyut. So Shoftim v'shotrim, Titein L'cha v'lo la'akum, that's as far as the din atzmi goes. That's as far as the din of Shoftim v'shotrim. But Shelo Yishachis Ha'olam, just like we have Chutz La'aretz, that we should behave ourselves, so too, we have to make for the Gerim Toshavim, we have to make a Beis Din for them. So the miyut is only on the Shoftim v'shotrim, that our regular din of being Mamid Dayanim, as a din atzmi, is only in Eretz Yisrael. We din Shoftim v'shotrim. Chutz La'aretz not. Chutz La'aretz is just for Hamadas Ha'olam. And that applies also to Gerim Toshavim. We have to make Beis Din for them also. And the miyut is only on the Shoftim v'shotrim. That mitzad that purpose of a din of having to have judges, din atzmi, that's only for us, and that's the miyut, but not for them. But as far as Shelo Yishachis Ha'olam, we need for them also. And that's why the Rambam writes that in Chutz La'aretz they need b'chol plach. Just like Chiyuv Yisrael b'Chutz La'aretz. Because B'nai Noach are Ki Yisrael b'Chutz La'aretz. And it's just a Hechitimsi. Just like for us in Chutz La'aretz, Hechitimsi, so too for them. And the Rambam didn't pater them from that. The Rambam patered us in Chutz La'aretz, it's only from the din atzmi of having courts. There you don't need a b'chol plach, but for Hamadas Hadin, for Hamadas Ha'olam, Shelo Yishachis Ha'olam, that we need to have and they need to have. So these are very big yisodos, and Amir Hashem, in the next year, we will continue going deeper into this inyan. I hope Hashem should give us the kolach and the moach, and we will continue singing the flows of Mitaras Hashem. Shalom, shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.